Hello, welcome to In Studio. I'm Ian Butterfield. In this video I'm going to show you how I turned this piece of concept art into this advertising poster for a local theatre. I've been asked to produce a publicity poster for my local theatre, Stockport Garrick Theatre, and the marketing director has kindly given me a brief for what he'd like the poster to look like. Now he's drawn it up and that's what I'm working to. So the first thing I want to do is just talk about the props and the process of putting everything together that I need for it. So I'm going to use this as a reference for what I'm talking about. So let's just put it up on the wall behind me. Right, so first of all, looking at that poster, there are a couple of things that I need. I need a pint of beer, and I've been out to the local shop and got a can of Boddington's beer for that. We need some wine. So wine glass. Rather than using actual wine for the image, what I'm actually going to use is blackcurrant cordial, and I'm just going to add water to that to make it the strength that I need to create the right redness of wine so that it shows up correctly on the image. I also need I need the image of the Eiffel Tower to go behind. Now, thankfully, the art director, the marketing director, has provided me with some images that I can use for that, and he's given me a whole set of photographs of the graphics of the Eiffel Tower, all printed on A3. The next thing I need for this, if you look at the poster, you can see that everything's laid out on a table. Now I could use the table here that has got all the props on at the moment. What I'm actually going to do is use another small table which I will put up on here. The reason I do it that way rather than working on the actual table is it means that everything's more at a more convenient level for me to set up and to photograph. So when I put my camera on tripod, I'm not having to stoop down all the time. Yes, it will be just slightly lower than perhaps I'd like, but generally working at this height is much more comfortable for me than working down at actual table level. Okay, I've just spent a little while rearranging the props and moving the background around in order to make sure everything works as a composition. Now, there are a few subtle differences between what I've ended up with there and the concept art. Now, the thing to turn my attention to is how I light the scene and how I photograph it. I've already put my camera on tripod for this. Now, anything that's still life like this, I tend to work on tripod because it allows me to frame up, and once I'm framed up, I know that the camera is going to be in the right place and I don't have to worry about composing it each and every time I want to take a shot. I'm actually focusing on the wine glass at the back, the front edge of it, and I'm going to set my lights for f11, which will give me a reasonable depth of field, and I think that should work nicely for what we want. I'm going to be using studio lights, and the main light I'm going to use for it is a small softbox, which is going to come in at about here. And the reason I'm lighting from the side like that is because I want to get a little highlight down the side of the glass here. And by putting the softbox in that position, that should help me to do it. So my settings are, as ever in the studio, 125th of a second. F11 is where I'm aiming for with it, to give me that extra bit of depth of field. ISO 100 and flash white balance. So let me just take a test shot with that one light in there. And I can see from the back of the camera that that's not bad at all with the lighting. Now, I'm sufficiently experienced with this to know what sort of setting to put that light on, but I could equally have metered it with my light meter, and that should come out at just a fraction under f11. I just press the button. Actually, it's bang on f11 for this, so that gives me reasonable lighting from that side. But what you may have noticed from that image is that it's slightly dark on one side, and to work around that I'm going to put in a fill light. So my fill light is an umbrella, and I'm going to just bring it in round here. And if I want to meter that up, it should be by itself a little under the key light. So I'd be aiming about f8, maybe slightly lower than that on the metering. So let's just meter that. And that's come out at exactly f8. So the two together should now be the lighting that I need for the image. So let me just check everything is in focus and framed up. And I'm happy with that. So just take the shot. And as you can see from that image, the lighting across the scene is acceptable. It's even lighting. We've got that little reflection on the wine glass, so that should actually be all we need for this poster. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do just a couple of extra shots with the different backgrounds, just to give myself options in post-production. So I'll just change the background. So that's two variants on the image, either of which I'm sure can be used for the poster. At this stage I pass those over to the graphic designer, who will add all the text onto my photograph to create the final poster. So only one other thing left for me to do. Cheers. I love my job.
This has been an in-studio video presentation by Ian M. Butterfield. All content and photographs are copyright Ian M. Butterfield and may not be reproduced without prior permission. For more information, including how to subscribe to this and other videos, please visit www.ians-studio.co.uk/videos. Thank you.